Hi, what's up, guys? So, this will be a little bit different. We are going to do me and my friend will do a kind of a trailer review on the Marvels teaser trailer. Um, I'm very skeptical because lately Marvel's things have not been hitting for me. What have you been thinking?
Um, all right, so it's not the best Marvel's been recently. I keep hoping for them to get something that lands. So I still think that later we're gonna get some good stuff from Marvel, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think once the X-Men stuff start, being introduced, which I
Mhm.
heard, what was it? I heard that it's going to be introduced soon.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
one
I
of
think
which one? I forgot which one,
okay.
but I know one of the movies that are coming up that they will be introduced, a teased or something. So I think that will be the real start, which is sad because all these movies should have been the start of the next phase, but
Yeah.
I think the X-Men will be this real start of like real enthusiasm for Marvel again.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I don't know. Let's check what they got so far.
All right.
Let's check it out. You hear it good?
I can hear it. It's a little low, but I can hear it.
Entering the checkpoint perimeter. Gotta get you some readings, Fury.
Hmm.
Hello? Hello? Captain Rambo? Where's Captain Rambo? What the? Hi. We're looking for Kamala Khan. Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And you, I can totally show you. What again? Hi. Was doctor. Wherever you were. We're a team. Oh, no, we're not a team. We're not a team.
Oops, sorry.
Uh-oh. What do you think, man?
No, no. Let's go with what you think, and then I'll say something, and then you'll critique what I'm thinking. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. It looks fun. It looks fun to me. So I don't know. That got me kind of excited for it. That's a weird sort of problem those three have. And they use their powers, they switch places. But I could see them doing something creative with it. That makes it kind of exciting. So I don't know. It's got some humor. It's a little bit light. It's got Nick Fury in it. He's great.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I didn't
Yeah.
think that. Okay.
So I don't know. I like it. It sounds good.
Okay, I mean, let's say this, right? If the
Hmm.
audience don't know, I'm weird. I'm not the biggest fan of
Hmm.
my action movies having lead women. I don't know, you can call me whatever. It just hasn't been the movies I've seen has not been enjoyable. Yet, I'll say this. From this just the teaser trailer alone.
Hmm.
Yeah, I admit it does look fun. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I didn't really I think that they have toned down oh god Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. What's her name?
Um, Carol Danvers or the actress who plays her, Brie Larson.
actress. Yeah, Brie Larson's
Yeah.
character. I mean, like her character has always been kind of annoying in a way
Yeah.
where she seems to be so full of herself.
Yeah.
So it just rubs people the wrong way, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
And I admit that maybe her having a more lighthearted, more fun take helps that persona, helps that image. So, the times that let's say that she was I guess teleported into that Camilla Khan's house, it was cool. I mean, it gave a lighthearted approach to her, so yeah, I mean, again, it's only a teaser, so you don't get the full sense of the character. I didn't like I didn't like Captain Marvel the first movie.
Okay.
The Camilla Khan show on Disney Plus, I didn't like it as well,
Okay.
and I don't like the character either.
Okay. All right, so all
Okay.
right, that's two strikes.
Yeah, but was it Photon or the one
Captain
I guess
Rambo.
Captain
Yeah.
Rambeau? I
Uh-huh.
did like I liked her character in
Okay.
Scarlet Witch, right?
Yeah.
So it would be nice for them to go in deeper with her powers because I always think she's a cool character, especially with a really cool power. Um, I thought it was cool that I saw a little bit of the Asian people. I don't know what they're going to be doing with that. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
sort of Kamala's culture.
No, not those.
Oh.
Not those Asian. I mean, I
Okay.
don't think that's not Asian. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. But no, I'm talking about like you saw the Asian guy. Do you remember that part?
I might have missed that.
I think you missed that part.
Okay.
I think you missed that one.
I'll cue it up. So I don't know. I know that I had heard that Captain Marvel, the first movie, I know it didn't go over that well. I wasn't a big fan of it either. I blame writing more than I blame anything else.
Uh-huh.
But I had heard that they had plans to use Spider-Man's character to kind of team those two up together. To solve.
Okay, no. Okay, so what you just did to me, right,
Uh-huh.
was that reminded me of something.
Okay.
Why I'm not. I'm up apprehensive of this movie already.
Okay.
That Disney is doing it in that sense where where's the other kid? Why does it feels like I understand, girl power, feminism, women centric, stuff like that. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just never like it where I feel like it's kind of forced. Because you think about this. If it was let's say this, Civil War, I think Scarlet Witch. I mean, I think Black Widow stood out. Civil War, she stood out. She was a great character.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it didn't necessarily make it seem like, oh, you're just thinking about all male lead. Now this one, Nick Fury is a nice touch. It's good. I just wish, and you know what? Let's even take it back. Not saying man and woman. I think that's the problem with current Marvel movies, where they seem so their own little world. And that I feel like after Endgame, that's the problem with all Marvel movies right now. Because yes, I said it to my friend before that I feel like most of Marvel movies now seem so small in perspective now.
Mm.
And that is, it's a problem Marvel has been having because they chose to make such a spectacle of Endgame, and now they have to continue it. So really, you would think all the Marvel movies have done well,
Mm-hmm.
but again, they don't have that power and pizzazz and just the craziness that Endgame have. And none of these movies don't have to be so big and spectacle, but I think a key thing that's hurting the movies is they should have more superheroes.
Okay.
You should see other superheroes interacting. Like, yeah, why isn't a Spider-Man in one of these or a Doctor Strange? or I think maybe a character from Guardians of the Galaxy, because it looks like they're dealing with space. And again, I get it. This is only a teaser trailer, but I'm hoping that they do expand where there's other characters. I think it's like it's a weird thing that it has to be so. I mean, maybe I'm weird, right? It's just that you make it seem like it's such a women's power movement.
Well,
And let me tell you this, right? I would say this. In recent movies, especially with Disney, a lot of people, I mean, although the vocal few are saying that, oh, they love, all these, women empowerment, all these woke stuff and all these things. But I think the money, right? The ones who are not vocal about it, but they're vocal with their pockets, their money, are the ones that don't care for this stuff. How they don't care about the blatant like feminism or girl power or any of that stuff. That's what I believe. I'm not saying that it's true or not. That's just my belief, and it kind of may reflect in the box office. But I also say, like I said before, I think what's reflected in the box office is that idea that Marvel movies are so small in comparison to, like, let's say, Endgame and stuff like that, because we should be on a phase where things should seem bigger, and I believe that's what affected Ant-Man.
So maybe I don't think you're completely wrong, but I don't think we're being fair to Marvel movies for a couple reasons.
Okay.
One, if you compare it to the comic books, for instance, like comic books, you might have multiple comic books that work up to a big event, right? And the big event is huge, like Civil War was huge, Infinity War in the comics, that was huge, right? But then they're going to go back to their comic books and they're going to work themselves up to the next event. And because we've seen something like Endgame, we might be expecting every movie after that to be big. But I think they're doing the same thing they do with the comic books and the same thing they did in the first, I won't say the first phase, but the first few phases of Marvel. You start with each individual, character's story, and you start moving it towards something bigger. If they made everything big now, by the time they get to like Avengers 5, it's not going to hit as hard. Now, maybe it won't anyway. I don't know that what they're doing is going to work, but I understand the strategy. I think that Marvel movies have suffered from some lackluster writing recently. And sometimes we'll put it on like, all right, like there's like, all right, if you're talking about women's empowerment, I know there was that cheesy moment in Endgame when all the girls teamed up together to, to fight. And that feels like a corporation checking a box. But if you write something well, I think you can have a movie featuring female leads that's going to be super entertaining. And this one looks like it could be it. I don't know. We'll see. But I think Marvel, and I hope that they're sort of correcting the way they were going. I think they've got to sharpen up on their writing. And I think we kind of got to be patient with them because they're working up to a big event. And I'm still excited about it. I know that we've already kind of like, for lack of a better term, we've blown our load with Marvel. so I don't know if anything is gonna be as satisfying if we're expecting, Infinity War, Endgame every movie. But I think they are working up to something big, and we should just be patient with it.
Now, I agree, right? You probably won't call me names, but I agree. Like, it's just the past Marvel movies, like I said, the Captain Marvel or the Camilla Khan show has tainted things, like She-Hulk, stuff like that. It has tainted things for me, right?
I gotta tell you, I like She-Hulk and I like I didn't like the Captain Marvel movie. I like She-Hulk and I like the movie.
I didn't like that either. You know what? Like, I will say this, right? I will say this. If you're gonna do this, go big.
Yeah.
Why is She-Hulk in this? Why isn't let's go big? I would say it will shut me up by, you know what? I think, let's hear me out. Even if I take out women, men versus women, shit like that, I believe what's hurting Marvel right now is cool moments, badass moments, great fight scenes, great action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my personal thing. One of my favorite movies is Civil War because the action was amazing. Cool moments from left to right, beginning to end.
Absolutely.
That's the problem I believe with Marvel movies right now. Let's take out men versus women shit. Why not go balls to the wall? Why isn't Shuri in this? Why isn't She-Hulk in this? Like, go balls to the wall. So you have superpowers galore.
Because
I think that would
because that, all right. So here's my counter to that. That's coming. I think that's coming.
See,
but hold on, bear with me here. So Civil War does not. You would not enjoy Civil War as much if you didn't have the first two Captain Americas and at least the first Iron Man, and not because I wasn't crazy about the other two, and at least one of the Hulk movies or the Thor movies. You got to know who these characters are before you care about them. Like if they went straight to Civil War without setting up who these characters were, it wouldn't matter so much that they were fighting in the streets. You know what I mean?
bro. I think you're wrong.
I know.
I mean, okay, I'm not okay. I don't think you're 100% wrong.
Uh-huh.
I agree that Marvel did a great job setting these characters up. Yet, I'm sorry, but let's say an Iron Man, a Hulk, a Captain Marvel, even a Thor, they're pillars of Marvel. And they are even, let's say, even comic books, they're characters that's still happening that fans still love a lot. They're pillars of Marvel, and they were pillars of Marvel before. And let's say after Endgame, really, Marvel has no pillar. Marvel has no pillars, no characters that will shine out, no character that, let's say, is going to lead the franchise, lead the whole Marvel universe.
Okay.
And the few characters that they do show, I think that's the thing, right? Let's say this. What if She-Hulk showed in this? What if Shuri showed in this? Because you know why I say that? Because more screen time for them, more time for them. This is the development of them. These are the development of those characters. Really, we don't know She-Hulk, and I really did not like the show. So I believe the movies would do a better. Usually, a movie would be the better representation of the character because they will water it down for the show. And let's say this: as much as personal opinion, I did not care for Shuri as Black Panther, but change my mind. Give her more screen time. Because you gotta think. I agree. Not every movie is going to be an Endgame thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the problem with it now is that we haven't pretty much new characters or less established characters. These characters are like D-list characters, And before, Iron Man was a B-list character, and then they brought him to an A-list character.
Well, yeah, but it took some time.
Yeah, it did take time.
Getting those crossovers first. In fact, those first few movies, not all of them were good.
I agree. It was going to take time. I do agree. But the problem is, right now, you imagine it. The new phase, I believe it's happening quicker than you may think with the X-Men, with the Fantastic Four. So we're going to have more characters.
Yeah, we will.
So really, these characters, let's say Captain Marvel or Kamala Khan, all this stuff, they might have less screen time. Marvel is not going to flood the market like every year, like 5-10 Marvel movies. That's ridiculous.
Oh, they're going to fall back from that.
Yeah, and I've heard that they're going to fall back with the TV shows too, right?
Yeah.
So really, that's the point where give them more screen time. So the movies that they like, I think there's a problem where, let's say, Thor. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy should have stayed in them. Should have stayed at least half of the movie, at least. More screen time for them. Or like Spider-Man, I mean, like, although he has a great amount of screen time, but still, these characters would do wonders with more an active presentation in the Marvel universe. I think they will benefit. Like Doctor Strange, I believe, in my personal opinion, he should be the next Iron Man. So in a view where he should have been in more movies, like Thor should maybe take a step in Thor, maybe another ones, whatever. That's why I think that's my personal opinion is why right now Marvel is failing because fans are finding Marvel movies lackluster. That's what I believe. I'm taking away. Let's say I'm not gonna be that controversial in like saying men and women shit like that. But I believe when it comes down to it, Marvel movies has become lackluster. They're not even in trailers. They're not cool moments to like, oh my god, I gotta like I'm telling you, like Endgame, even Civil War, all these movies. There, you see things in trailers like, I gotta see that now.
Yeah.
And I know a few Marvel fans that they seen trailers and they're not like nothing's really pumping me. You know, let's say the Ant-Man thing. Really, no one's saying anything. No one said anything about the trailers that will make them. Oh man, I gotta go see it. Oh, I gotta. I'm pumped. Same thing with Black Panther. I mean, Black Panther did well, but I'm just saying like, it's just. I think they did well because it's Black Panther. I don't think it did well because of like, oh my god, that scene was amazing. That was the best scene I've ever seen. Shit like that, in my personal opinion. So I think that's at the end of it. I think Marvel movies right now are lackluster. They don't have wow moments. They don't have moments that fans will be talking about for years. Because I know fans still talk about Captain America and Civil War's Captain America fight scene in the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. Or the airport scene, fans still talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just that's what I'm saying. Action scenes, like things that really make fans love it. Okay, same thing with the two the Infinity War and the Endgame. Fans still love scenes from it, and I think that's the problem. You know.
So I do agree with you that they have to turn up the ante. They have to do it a little bit faster than they've done it before because
Yeah.
I was expecting it. So I
Uh-huh.
don't agree with that. I still think we need to be a little bit patient because I still think there's more stuff to come that'll be worth waiting for.
But that's the thing. The more stuff to come would be, I believe, I'm like what I'm hearing in the geek sphere, in the nerd sphere, is Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
Well,
So I think that's the problem where characters like this in the Marvel movie is that they are going to fall to the wayside because I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think that that's the problem where let's make these movies memorable.
yeah.
Every movie should be memorable. Yeah, you're right. No, not every movie is going to be Endgame level, but they should be memorable. I think Ant-Man would have done wonders if one of the big characters. Why not Hulk in that movie? Why wasn't Hulk in it? Because they're not using him. Like something.
They got plans for him, right? He's gonna have a movie come out. They're doing like some version of World War Hulk coming out.
No, I don't know. I mean, I heard something like
It was
I heard something that they might have something him in something else. But I mean, like, why just one thing? I mean, like that's one that I can't fathom it. Like,
I would like to see more crossovers too.
Yeah.
But just like the comic books, those characters go on their own adventures and then come together again.
Yeah,
And
but
if let's say we threw a whole bunch of characters at one movie, those characters aren't really getting screen time. They're sharing screen time, right? Like, all right, you have Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in a movie together. Awesome. If it's Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Hawk, and I don't know, somebody else, Falcon, all in the same movie. Well, they're still splitting that screen time, so they're not really getting screen time.
But see, I would say let me see that. Your fallacy is in the Endgame, Civil War, Infinity War. They did it.
But by Endgame, that's not. How do I say it? Endgame is like the season finale of a
Civil War did it.
Huh?
Civil War did it.
Civil War too, but Civil War is still late season. Like I said, Civil War. Not that it wouldn't have been good, but Civil War doesn't matter as much if you don't have Winter Soldier and the First Avenger before it. If you don't,
but I'm saying like, and the thing is like, I mean, these characters. Let's say this. Let's say if you said Falcon was in it. Well, he doesn't need like a whole like 30 minutes to himself, right? I think that more. You doing this? Let's say after Falcon the Winter Soldier, where has he been? No one has talked about him. there. There's one point where I'm saying like keep it in people's memories. That's my thing, right? Keep people talking about. Oh my God, did you see that Falcon scene in Doctor Strange movie or in Spider-Man movie? Oh my God, that was so amazing. Give them good moments. I'm a '90s kid. I remember those movies, action, badass moments, just memorable things. 5 minutes, 10 minutes of a scene, make it badass, make it memorable. That's the point. I believe that's the point. And Marvel movies is not no Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Okay, you're not gonna see Scorsese or Spielberg. You don't need Oscar-winning performances. You need badass special effects, badass actions. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't know what fans think about is that I don't need wonderful acting. I'm sorry. You don't need Leonardo DiCaprio in these movies. You don't.
I don't know that you need Leonardo DiCaprio, but you need. See, all right. So here's what I think. I think a lot of us put value on fight scenes and special effects, but good story is what makes any of it matter. I don't think the special effects have been. All right, I'll take that back. In the television shows, yeah,
We're going to talk about those things.
I understand, but I don't think, especially in the movies, effects have been bad or have been the problem. I think story-wise, it's a problem. Like we think that they need more cool moments, and I'm not saying that they don't, but it's cool when it matters. It's cool when a moment matters. Like, all right, one of the coolest moments ever in Marvel. Captain America and Iron Man, Tony and Steve fighting over Bucky at the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
That is not, there's no ships crashing. There's not a lot of stuff blowing up. It's just three people in a fight scene.
But that was the cool moment.
Ever. But it's one of the best things ever because what's at stake is friendship between Tony and Steve and Bucky and Steve. There's like, and because of the conflict there. That's why it matters, because it's like, who's gonna win this? That's why it's a big deal. And in Black Panther, the reason that it's not, I don't think it's effects or explosions that makes Killmonger a big deal.
No.
When he throws T'Challa off the cliff, you're like, hold up, that's the king, and this guy is evil, and now you're terrified of him because he's winning. I think it's better writing that they need, and I agree that that's been lackluster. Let's see if they can improve it.
No, I mean,
because that Ant-Man's full of, I think, beautiful special effects, but the story's so.
Let's say this: I'm not. Okay, my thing is not like necessarily special effects. I think cool moments, moments that will make you remember things. I agree. Script should be good, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Marvel movie. Things are already kind of blueprinted out.
Okay.
Right? So really, someone should build a script around it, but I believe that make the moments amazing with the action scene. It doesn't have to be like big special effects. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about, because I'm not like, the special effects is not really, the wows me. It's like the great action and memorable, bold moments. That's what really stands out for me. And I believe Marvel movies have been lackluster in that department. The writing would be important. I just believe that they're not showcasing characters right.
Okay.
And I think that's the problem, that you're not making characters lovable, not making characters shine. And I think that's the problem. And now that Marvel has so many characters, especially with the TV shows, stuff like that, and obviously, if they put in Kamala Khan, they're bringing characters over from the TV show. Mm-hmm. So, you're not doing the characters enough justice if you don't give them moments to shine because I believe it's the moments that shine. The great battles, great use of powers, great scenes that will make the character's like, oh my god, that character's cool. I love that character. Like I said, fight scenes with Captain Marvel and Iron Man made them love it. I think all the fight scenes with Bucky, I really like Bucky because of that. That made him stand out and made him like amazing. People like when he was still when he was still brainwashed, fighting Captain Marvel. I mean
Yeah.
Captain America
Yeah.
with the Black Widow in the background. That was an amazing scene. In the streets. I mean,
Yeah.
people love that. I guess I mean, I'm a guy that loves John Wick. So really,
Me
I
too.
just want good fight. I just want good fight scenes and good action moments.
Okay.
And I get it. Script is great, but if I wanted great acting or like an amazing story, you know, Marvel movies is not like the first thing I will go to. But I mean, because the stories are simple, just make it memorable. I think that's it.
I hear you. Well, I mean, let's see what happens because
No,
I think they are aware that they have a problem, and I think they are going to try to correct it. I think falling back from releasing so much material at once, especially on TVs and in the movies, is that the first step. They're not going to try to flood the market, and I think they're going to take their time and try to craft better stories. But I mean, let's see what's coming.
and let me make it clear. From the teaser trailer alone,
Mhm.
I had really not much of a critique. I mean, the three girls are in your face, but I mean, three ladies are in your face, but I mean, I'm not. It looks fun,
Yeah.
so I'm not. But it was not nothing that like is. I think that's the problem, right? Nothing that's making me like, oh my god, we have to see it, or nothing is bringing that excitement. I think that's the problem with Marvel movies right now. Nothing is making you excited
Okay.
to watch, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Marvel's got to think of something to make you excited, and I think, um, you know, Spider-Man and a little bit of the Doctor Strange, I was excited for, but after that, subsequent movies,
Yeah.
Thor, Eternals, all these movies after Endgame, I have become less and less excited for.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you.
so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm still in there. I'm still hanging in there to see what's coming.
No,
But,
I mean, I'm hoping they turn up. I mean, like for me, I think I'm like maybe many fans. I'm just waiting for Fantastic Four and X-Men because now I think that'd be more fresh. But I don't know. All right. Okay, that's 30 minutes. So that's fine. Then we're cool with that. Do you still want to do the, the, let me end this.